800.
800.
800 it should have produced. That's the theoretical requirement. Theoretical, projection. 800 it should produce. But then how much actually it produced? 560.
560.
So 560 upon 800 is what percentage?
70%.
70%.
70%. So availability was 80%, but performance is 70%.
60%.
Now you produced 560. You produced 560, but only, let's say 450 units only acceptable out of 500. Now, what is your quality rating? 450 against 560.
560.
So 450 divided by 560. How much percentage it is coming to?
Again 80%.
Again 80%. Now we have three numbers. First is availability is 90%. Performance is 80%. Quality is also 80%. So 0.9 multiplied by 0.8, again multiplied by 0.8. Now what is the number you are getting? You multiply the three number. 0.9, 0.8.
57.6%.
That is your OEE. Now you understand the improvement opportunity. You must try to bring up the OEE close to 100%.
So this 57.6% is the utilization. So rest would
Is
be
the current overall equipment effectiveness.
effectiveness. So the
Current level of
balance will be-
performance.
Okay. Got
See,
you.
these kind of tools help us to understand the real performance, and so we also realize the opportunity for improvement. So the more you learn, the more you understand about the failures. Otherwise, what happens? We think that we are at our best, but actually not. All right. So now there is another curve. This curve talks about, the red color curve talks about cost of quality, and the green color curve talks about revenue. See here, the cost of quality. If I want more quality, then the cost associated will be more. Can you see here? The curve, that is why the curve is going up. Can you confirm? All of you, do you understand? When I want more quality, then the cost associated will be more. That's why the curve is continuously going up. When the quality is improving, keep on improving, what will happen to the sales? Sales will also improve. You can see here, the green color curve. Now the green color curve represents the sales or the revenue, and red color curve represents the cost of quality. Now the distance between the two represents your profit. When you keep the quality low, look at your profit. When you keep the quality very low, you are actually running at loss. But here, very thin profit. You keep on improving the quality. Can you see your profit becoming thicker? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is called optimum quality. That means up to this point, we must necessarily improve the quality, no doubt. Quality improvement is compulsory till we reach the optimum quality. But sometimes you may be forced by the market situation to go beyond optimum quality. If strategically you need to do it, you can do it. Otherwise, it is good to stop at this point, because if you improve the quality further, that will happen at the expense of your profit, which is not a good idea. But if your customers are ready to pay the extra extra price, then definitely you can go beyond. Otherwise, you should do it strategically. So here is a comparison of various costs. There are certain activities which are to ensure the quality. There are certain preventive measures. There are certain appraisal activities like inspection, equipment calibration. All of them falls in this category. But in spite of all your assurance, prevention, and appraisal activity, failure will be happening. Customer complaint, delayed deliveries, and then internal rejection, external rejection, warranty claim. These are all called failure. So what you need to do is you must considerably increase your spend on the assurance and then prevention. That will significantly reduce your appraisal cost and the failure cost. If you spend 1 rupee in prevention, you can certainly save 10 rupee in correction and 100 rupee in failure. Otherwise, If you avoid spending 1 rupee in the correction, it is as good as losing 110 rupees on the correction and failure. So it's a 110 100 rule. So what do we see here? As we focus on quality improvement, process improvement, the process capability goes high. As the process capability goes high, the DPMO and the PPM comes down and sigma level goes high. When you reach the sigma level of 6, you see your cost of poor quality is going well below 1%. And that's why, we need to focus on process improvement, and so that, cost of poor quality can come down. Hope you now understand everything, right? If the cost of poor quality means cost associated with the failure, external failure means it is happening external, internal failure means it is happening within the organization, and 110 100 role, and then capability DPMO and cost of poor quality are directly proportional. More DPMO, more cost of poor quality. Understood so far?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
internal
Yes, sir.
quality defect can also be come from suppliers also, right? Not only from internal organization. Na?
See, internal, yes, you can define it. If you think your supplier is also internal, you can call it internal failure. If you
Okay.
think your if you just consider them as external, then it should be called as external failure. It all depends on our definition only, our how we define, how we consider them.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
If you consider from the customer standpoint, then your suppliers are also internal only.
Right.
Yeah.
Sir, one more thing.
Now,
Uh, now the present situation, like a war and this again the in China, COVID cases rising up. The chain supply is affecting because lot of steel material coming from the outside uh, uh, countries. So
okay.
again it impact. So how can we resolve that things? So suppose there's a supply chain is disturbed, so automatically
Mm.
it is disturbed to production, automatically disturbed to all the total timeline of our total production line, quality line, and the future our uh, product launching to the market. So how we tackle that issue?
Mm.
Because this is also very important, sir. Because if suppose a company launch the product, and if some there is a
Mm.
concern is there, after 6 months there is a lot of development there in product in definition,
Okay.
or other company launching the same product in
Okay. So
different manner.
imagine, I give you another scenario. I got your point. I give you another scenario. Imagine you buy all the requirements, the provisions and vegetables. We
Ah,
have requirements for provision and vegetables in our family. Am I right?
yes, sir.
Imagine you were very particular about buying all the provisions and vegetables from a one particular vendor only.
Ah,
Let's say there is a nearby supermarket and you always buy from that fellow only.
hmm.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now that suddenly that fellow closed the shop and he left.
Yeah, but other
Now,
fellows
now
takes that.
how will you
But
now how will you manage this? How will you avoid this scenario? You struggling for the provisions and vegetables. How will you manage?
I will take the 4 to 5 suppliers.
Yes,
But the
same
problem is
solution.
no, sir. But the problem is if the that supplier is a big, like a country like a China, who is doing the 25% of total chain supply. So it will some affect na
See, if
some
it is
count.
a monopoly condition,
Yeah, yes,
you
sir.
know, you have to live with
You
the
should
issue then.
have, sir, you should have contingency plan, like you should have the supplier. If one is not getting from, you are not getting from one supplier, you
Huh.
should have some other supplier,
Alternate supply.
Yeah,
so
but
that if,
that the capacity of the supplier also important na. Supplier like one supplier giving
See,
the you.
known constraints are constraints you can't avoid.
Okay, sir.
These are known constraints. So if you know, if you think that is going to be a constraint, then you should proactively keep a standby. Like one thing is, you maintain inventory level. But
Okay.
suppose that if you are maintaining inventory, then you are paying for it, isn't it? There is an inventory carrying cost.
Okay, sir.
So everything has to be taken into account, and then if you still you cannot arrange for other parallel suppliers, then you have to live with it.
Because sir, what
Sure,
I'm
Tim.
saying that sir, in Atlas Corporation there is a company in Pune. They are launching one factory in Chakan area, but somehow the COVID issues and there is a changes in internal management. They totally stop one plant work in India and they move to Indonesia. And they all systems they are setting here, they've totally changed to Indonesia. That things happen. So that's why I'm saying it's we
Uh,
we facing that experience because we are doing that company work.
See, this doesn't come under your process improvement. This come under your planning.
Yes, sir. Because
So you must have done
Sir,
all the SWOT analysis and everything.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if
sir, issue,
if there is
sir,
a problem with the
there is a issue in supply.
true, so all that has to be tackled at the planning level itself. Okay. So now I would like to show you something here. See, I have already shared this Excel in the chat box. Maybe after the program, I will share it in the WhatsApp group also. You all can have access to it. So now I would like to show you some data here. Yes, garment defects. Yeah. See here, a particular industry, there is a lot of customer complaint. There are a lot of customer complaints happening every single day. So the company really don't know where to focus, right? But every day, literally, customer complaints are coming. Even some customers are coming and shouting, and all these things are happening. So they appointed people like you, and you know what you did? You studied the defects that are happening by documenting them. So you documented the defects for about 30 days. And after 30 days, you have this data. Now, one of you, can you read these type of defects here?
Defective buttons, loose thread, misaligned fabric, fabric stains, stitching defects, hemming defects, coloring errors.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sinai Vijayan. So that means 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 different category of defects happening, or 7 types of defects happening. And the frequency of occurrence is also documented. So every time a defect is happening, an NCR is recorded. And now we realize in a month time, 217 instances, a defective button is noticed. Similarly, the other things and all, right? So now I just copy this data. I copy this. Maybe I'll copy the entire thing. Let me copy full so that I would like to use all this data and in Minitab. So let me share the Minitab screen. And this is a software very user friendly for your Six Sigma project analysis, particularly the statistical analysis. I copy pasted the data. All of you, can you see my Minitab screen now?
Right, sir.
Now,
Yes,
now
sir.
the area where I am moving my screen, my cursor, this area is known as worksheet. This is similar to your Excel. You can type your headings in the gray row and then all the data in that white color cells. I just copy pasted from Excel. And this particular area now, here, this area, I am selecting it. This is known as session window. This area is known as session window. This area is worksheet. This area is session window. And session window icon will look like this. Worksheet icon will look like this. You can find them here in this area. All right. So now what I want is, I want to visualize this information so that, the management of the company can better understand what is happening in their shop floor. So I click this stat, then I go to this quality tools, then what is that, stat, then I come to quality tools, then I come to Pareto chart. I click this. Now this window is coming. This is asking me, what are all the defects happening? Where I have the defects information, column number 1. So I click that column number 1 and I select. Now frequency, where is the frequency of the defects available? Column number 2, I click and then select. Now I give OK. Can you see a Pareto here? Can you see a Pareto?
Yes,
Right, sir. Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is this
Yes, sir.
Pareto telling you? The defective buttons are happening very frequently. Am I right? Out of the 492 defects defect occurrences, 217 times the defective buttons happen. That itself is corresponding to 44% of the defects. Am I right? That means
Yes, sir.
44% of the customer dissatisfaction, customer complaints can be prevented by working on the first
Defective
problem, which is
buttons.
defective. All of you understand? The 44% is the contribution with respect to the overall number. Now, second defect, the second type of defect is stitching defect. What is the percentage contribution for the stitching defect?
66.9.
22. Second one
22.8.
alone is 22. 1 and 2 together is 66.9.
Yes.
When I say 66.9, it is cumulative percentage. When I
Yes.
say 22.8, it is percentage contribution. How do I calculate this 22.8? Total number of defect is 492. Stitching defect alone 112. 112 against 492 is 22.8. 1 and 2 together is 66.9. Similarly, what is the third defect? Loose thread. Loose thread in terms of numbers 67. In terms of percentage 13.6.
13.6.
In terms of cumulative percentage 80.5. Now I realize one thing. 80% of the complaints are due to just 3 defects. Can you understand, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So if I take actions on these 3 defects, I can eliminate 80% of the customer complaints easily. I can eliminate 80% of the customer complaint, or I can improve, or I can save my cost of poor quality. 80% of the cost of poor quality I can save just by working on these 3 problems. Clear? This is how Pareto can help you. Now what I want is, again I want to understand, I minimize this. So now you see this 217, I have the wealth of data. The 217, the split up is written here. Can you understand, all of you? Can you see here? Can you read the split up details? Can one of you read out the split up details?
It's pants, shirts, chudidar, kurti, frock, overcoat.
Now, since it's a garment industry, you see different types of garments. But in your company, you will have different types of products. Or you might have different types of services. Always you must have data, this kind of data available so that you can understand, specifically the problem. So now I understand the 217, when I look at the split up, I understand the search section is the major contributor. Am I right? The defective button is happening more in number in the search section. So I now I actually
Sir, C7 is what? C7 column.
C7 is count. The 217 is also count. C7 is also count. That means 146 defective buttons are noticed in shirt section. 9 defective buttons happened in pant section. So we plot another Pareto, which is now called as stratified Pareto, because we stratified the information. We categorized the information. So now in the defect column, I put C6. Now in the frequency, I put C7. Now what do I understand? The defects are happening more in number, particularly in which section?
Shirts.
Shirt section. That means your first project should focus on reducing the defective buttons in the shirt section. Similar issues are happening in chudidar, kurti, overcoat, etc., etc. But let us keep our scope, specific. Let us not have a very broader scope. If you keep the scope, fully broader, that means you are trying to burn, you are trying to boil a complete ocean, right? And you are not going to solve it. So that's why, we actually narrow down the problem and then we consider a specific problem and then we try to solve. So again, I minimize the shirt section 146. Again, I look at the NCR non-conformance report. Now I understand out of the 146, 135 instances are due to button misalignment, 4 due to button damages, 7 due to stitching issues with respect to the button. So I plot one more stratified Pareto, stat, quality tools. Where should I go? Stat, quality tools, and then Pareto. There is also a description here for Pareto. You can learn also. It display defects in order of decreasing frequency so that you can prioritize your improvement efforts. So I click this. This time I will go with C9 and then C10. And now the final Pareto is telling me this. What is this telling me? It is talking about the rejections.
Misalignments.
It is talking about the rejections. Rejections in the shirt section, particularly the defect button misalignments. Button misalignments in the shirt section. Do you think collecting data and then visualizing this information using Pareto is helping you to understand the problem properly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So first
Yes.
of all, you are able to define the scope of your project, isn't it? You can't simply fix all the problem. You can't solve a problem which is having a very wider scope. Difficult. Rather, you scope it down in terms of department, in terms of product category, in terms of defect category. So try to figure out which is possible only if you have data. So now what is our project? Our project is reducing the rejection rate, right? In the shirt section, right? Of Sigma garments. So this is our project. All of you, do you understand? Reducing the rejection rate in the shirt section of Sigma garments. Now let us deep dive. Shall we go for another maximum 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
We'll just finish.
Please,
We'll
sir.
just finish and
Yes,
then
yes.
wind up. Yeah.
Sir, how we can get
ah.
access to this mini tab, sir? Like
Yeah,
we
I
need
will.
to.
Good. So what I do is I will be sharing the Excel file so that you all have the access to data, and also I will share a link using which you can install Minitab, right? A trial version you can install, which will work for 30 days. I will
great.
post the installation instruction in the group. You all can try parallelly. Please try parallelly. Then only you will feel more confident. Now, imagine currently there is a rejection rate of 5% happening. Rejection rate of 5% happening in the shirt section. Now, let's assume the production rate in that garment industry is 1,000 shirts per shift. So every shift they are producing 1,000 shirts. Now, how many units will get rejected if you have a rejection record of 5%, rejection rate of 5%?
50.
50.
Rejected units. How many units will be rejected now?
50.
50 shirts. Now, the cost of poor quality, 50 shirts. Let us assume the garment is export quality. So what should be the cost of each garment? Shall we assume 1,000 rupees?
Yeah.
So 50,000 rupees, the company is losing every single shift. This is cost of poor quality per shift. Suppose if there are 3 shifts happening in a day, so the cost of poor quality per day will be how much? Come on, simple
1.5
calculation.
lakhs.
You all can
1,50,000.
1.5 lakhs.
1.5 lakhs is the cost
1,50,000.
of poor quality per day. I want you to calculate the cost of poor quality per month. Per month means
Into 30, 1.5 into
1.5 lakhs multiplied by
45
the
lakhs.
working days.
working days,
Shall we
20,
take 25 days?
Yes.
That means totally how many lakhs?
37.5 lakhs.
37.5 lakhs per month the company is losing because of this particular issue. Always in Six Sigma project, you must calculate the cost of poor quality or benefit on an annual basis. So in 1 year time, how much money the company will be losing? 37.5 multiplied by 2. So how much it is coming to?
4.5.
450.
4.5 crores,
CR.
right?
Yes.
4.5 crores is the cost of poor quality the company is incurring in a year time. If this problem is not attended, how much money the company will be burning? 4.5 crores. If you appoint a team and work on this issue and reduce the rejection from 5% to, let's say, half of it, 2.5%, what will be the saving potential?
2.25 crores.
22.5 crores.
2.25 crores is the saving. The company, the project has got a saving potential of 2.5 crores, which is direct benefit. Right? Do you understand a business case in this project? Do you
Yeah.
understand a business case here?
Yes.
Yes.
Business case means the financial benefit from the project, which is now understood to be 2.5 crores a year. Do you think there will be some additional benefits if the project is successful, which I can call it as non-financial benefit? Will there be any such benefit like this?
Yeah, yes.
The customer
Yes.
satisfaction.
Customer satisfaction can go up. Very good. What else can happen?
Business continuity will happen.
Okay, your business continuity. That means your customer retention will be very high.
Yes.
Market share will increase.
Okay, I write
Time will
everything.
save.
Business continuity.
Quality improvement, sir.
Production will
Sir, brand goodwill.
Very
production
good.
will
Your market share is going up. Then
production will
Reduce.
somebody is told brand value will go up.
Stop
Somebody
loss.
told market share will go up.
production
Sir, already have written, sir.
time will reduce.
Oh, market share we already written.
Already have written.
production will
Then
improve, sir.
what is that?
Production.
Quality because quality, sir. Quality won't come.
Yeah. Production capacity increases.
Stop
You can
loss would
produce
come, will
more.
not come. Stop loss will not come. Why? Because in the first year we are getting 2.25. In the future it is going to be stop loss.
Yeah. So your inventory levels go down. Then employee frustration will come down. So employee will be motivated, right? Employee motivation will go up. These are all non-financial benefit. You can keep on adding. Suppose if your company has the habit of 5S, then 5S audit score will improve because you don't produce any rejected item, unnecessary clutters are not there. So that means there is direct benefit of 2.25 crores per year, and there will be indirect benefit. I don't know. This can be another 1.5 crore. You can combine these two things and project it as the business case. The business case is known as Z variable. Any top management will be interested in your Z variable. Am I right? The dollars. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 If you want your sponsor, project sponsor to approve your project, the first thing you should explain is business case, which is talking about the financial benefit as well as the non-financial benefit. Then you must talk about, actually tomorrow morning your first session is, discussing a tool known as project charter. We are actually talking about the elements of the project charter. Then problem statement. Problem statement means you should include a brief description of the problem and how long the problem exists and the consequences of not addressing the problem. All covering all these aspects, you will be able to write a problem statement. Please note, problem statement is the metric, should necessarily include the metric which we want to improve. This is the Y measure, or this is the project Y. And what is our project Y?
Rejection
Rejection rate.
rate.
That, sorry. What happened? Oh, okay. So that is rejection rate. So problem statement, you must talk about the Y variable. Business case, you must talk about the Z variable.
Z variables.
Then you should always talk about a goal statement. You should have a goal statement. Please make sure you set the goal for Y variable, not for Z variable. Goal we must set for Y variable. What is our Y? Rejection rate of 5%, right? So rejection rate, we are going to reduce from 5% to half of it, or less than 2.5%. So please note, always your goal must be SMART. SMART means it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bounded. Is the goal specific? We already defined the problem in specific manner, isn't it? And rejection rate is measurable accurately. And 2.5% is achievable. The goal is relevant. Relevant in the sense, it is one of the organization's strategic priority. Quality is the main focus. So relevant and time bounded. Within how many months you will complete this project? That has to be included. So reduce rejection rate from 5% to 2.5%. I'll say within 4 months. Now my goal statement is following the SMART principle. Then I must have a scope statement. What is scope statement? Which is the department, which is the product, which is the kind of defect you want to fix. What is the department or the section? The shirt section.
Shirts.
Right? Which is the product, specifically the shirt only you are concerned about. And which is the defect you are concerned about? Defective buttons. That too misaligned buttons. That is your focus now. Misaligned buttons. So this is called in scope. This is called in scope. So department means based on the geography. Based on the geography. Oh, sorry. Department means we are segregating or scoping the project based on the geography. Here, based on the product. Here, based on the defect category. Defect category. Now, out of scope. In scope, similarly out scope. Other sections or other departments and other products and other defects. Do you understand what are we writing here? We are making the project boundary very, very clear. All of you are with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, then you can go for team members. who will be working on this project. You must necessarily have a sponsor. You must have a champion. You must have a, and sponsor and champion need not be, your black belts or things like that. They are part of the top management and project leader. Make sure you include the process owner. Then you must have team members. Do you need SMEs? Do you want participation of any other stakeholder? Stakeholders are anyone who is related to the problem. You can include all of them. Don't hesitate to include them in your project, because stakeholder management is also very, very important for the success of the project. So you include, and then finally timeline. Timeline, the first thing is kickoff, project kickoff. When exact date, you can specify the date here. Then when is the define getting over, exact date. When is the measure getting over, exact date. When is the analyze getting over, and when is the improve getting over, and when is the control getting over. And finally, your closure and celebration, right? So you need to specify exact date. But of course, project charter is a living document. If needed, you can modify and get it reapproved. So the initial proposal must be approved by, project sponsor. Must be approved by project sponsor. And for the approval of the project sponsor, the project leader and the finance controller, they must sign. Once their signatures are done, then it will be submitted to the project sponsor and then he can approve. So you will see some sample project charters and a detailed discussion on project charter tomorrow. Ultimately, getting your project charter approved from the sponsor, that is an indication of the defined phase. That's when, that's the time your project actually comes to life. So I would like to stop here. Any questions to me? Are we good?
Sir, only one thing,
Yes.
sir. Anand here.
Please.
Equipment, this one overall equipment effectiveness, you said there's three parameter you multiplied. No, one is equipment availability. So that one, can you explain it once again, sir?
See, that is a tool. You can also focus on executing a project to improve the OEE. If you want to improve the OEE, then you should focus on three things: availability, performance, and then quality.
Okay, sir.
Availability, performance, quality. Availability means available time versus productive time.
Correct.
And performance means your actual performance versus theoretical performance. Quality means acceptable units against produced units. So you multiply all the three.
Okay, sir.
That will give you what you call the OEE. So this is actually a lean tool, OEE. OEE improvement is a lean tool. So all that, whatever I typed here in Minitab, I have shared in the WhatsApp group. Any specific question you would like to ask? Feel free.
Sir, how we use the SWOT analysis in Six Sigma?
The SWOT analysis is required during the strategic planning.
Okay, sir.
But if you feel like for any specific purpose you want to use the SWOT analysis, yes, you can use it.
Okay, sir.
Before making decision, your decision must be informed. You should know your strength, weakness, opportunities, and the threat.
Yes, yes. And
Right.
sir,
So this is actually used widely during the planning stage.
okay, sir. And then the RACI chart is the same that time, no?
RACI chart, RACI chart, you can think of using it in the defined phase itself. Once the project is defined, you can also develop a RACI chart indicating who is responsible, who is accountable, and whose consultation is important, and whom should be informed about the progress. That's a RACI chart, right? You can always have RACI chart, Gantt chart, all that you can add in your project charter. But I only helped you to get a broader picture of the elements in a project charter. Now you got an idea of business, because tomorrow morning you will be discussing project charter.
Okay, sir.
They'll talk about business case, problem statement, scope statement, team member, and everything. So
Okay,
you will
sir.
see plenty of examples tomorrow morning. The first tool is project charter. Project charter must be approved by the sponsor. That is the defined phase.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, so all of you, a feedback form has been posted in the chat box. Please fill up that form before leaving the meeting. For your convenience, I'll put it in the chat box also. You can let us know your experience, right? Whether you are learning comfortably or any points you want us to know.
Sir, how to get the Minitab permanently live? Means anytime we can.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Minute. I told you, no, I'll be putting it in the WhatsApp group.
No,
So
you
now the
said for
feedback.
1 month, no trial. No?
Yeah, 1 month only. Yeah, it will work for
No,
1 month. It's a
I'm
trial
asking
version.
how to get